So throughout the course of Gundam, we've had plenty of different examples of transforming mobile suits, but this is the first time that we've ever had a miniature mobile suit. So what is going on, Gunpla fam? Welcome back to the channel. However, if this is your first time here and you're into everything Gunpla, then you are in the right place. Can't stress that enough. This is the place to be if you're into all things Gunpla. And in today's video, we're checking out the Earthee Gundam, which is this little guy right here. But this guy's got a nice little gimmick to him. This is the first time we've seen something like this in the Gundam franchise that I know of, where we have like a little miniature. But that's what we're gonna be taking a look at, and we're actually gonna go ahead and transform this guy a little bit on in the video, but let's go ahead and start the review. Let's jump into the box. Now, I'm gonna apologize to you guys right off the bat because I have not actually watched this entire series yet, so this video is not gonna have too much lore in it. I can tell you guys, I've only seen like the first or second episode, which is only long enough to, like, I think really see this suit come out once or twice. So apologize for that, but I don't really know too much of the lore of this kit because I haven't watched the series yet. So full disclosure though, right? So here we go. Here is the Earthee Gundam, and we've got a nice box here. This is from the Build Divers Rise series. I always kind of jack that up, the Build Divers Rise series. So that's what we have here. And on the front cover here, we can see we've got the Earthee Gundam in its small miniature form, which I just showed you all, as well as he has like this fighter type deal that carries around all of the parts that kind of transform him into this larger, more badass looking version of himself. So that's what we want to get to. I actually haven't built this kit out into that form yet, so it's gonna be really cool to check that out. And I'll check that out with you guys for the first time here as I'm doing this video. But here on the front of this cover, we've got a nice picture of him. Looks like we're out there, and I think Re-Rise is kind of built like in an MMO game, so I think that's kind of where we are here. You see we've got some explosions going on in the background, and it looks like we got some like mountainous terrain back here. But I think it's a good looking cover overall. I tend to like blue and white kits. I think they look pretty good. So this kit has a very predominant blue color going on with looks like white kind of as its secondary. So it's a good looking kit. So I decided, there's like 4 of these, but I decided to do this one first because this is the one I actually laid eyes on, and this was the first one like that, I believe. So there's the front cover. Moving over to the side, we've got some nice little action poses. We got the Earthee kind of riding that little guy. What is that called? The Earth Armor. Okay, so then now we have a name for that. I didn't know what that was called. So the Earth Armor that is kind of holding all his armor. We have all of his weapons here. So it looks like a couple of shields, some guns, and looks like 2 links of beam sabers. And then we have a fully built version of him sitting on a stand there, along with 2 little action poses. And then last but not least, here it looks like it's showing us both the long and the short beam saber that he comes with. So that's really cool. I'm not really sure what's going on in this corner here. It kind of looks like maybe that there are some of the other kits, because I know there are other kits that are similar to this one. I guess you can use any of them and kind of combine them together. It would make sense for the Build Divers series. The Build Divers series is very heavy on customization, so that would kind of make sense. Moving over to the other side, we get a nice front and back shot of the fully built Earthee Gundam. And actually, now that I think about it, guys, I think in order for me to be technically correct, I believe it's only the Earthee Gundam when it's built like this. I believe when it's in the miniature size, it's actually called the Core Gundam. Somebody can maybe correct me down below, but I believe that is the proper way to go about it, is that you have the Core Gundam, and then when he's built out completely, you have the Earthee Gundam. So here on the sides, on the end cap here, we have that same front picture with the Bluefin logo. And then on the other exact opposite side, we have that front picture again. So that is our box. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Very nice looking box. Moving on, next up we have our manual here, and you can see on the manual we have that same picture that we have on the front of the box. And then moving down, we have the full Earthee Gundam, and there it is right there. I'm glad I actually corrected that, so I was right. So this is actually the core Gundam when it's in its little miniature form, and it's not technically the Earthee Gundam until it has all of its armor pieces on. So there is that there, and as well as the pilot. This is the pilot of this suit, and this is Hiroto Kuga. So there is that right there. We get a little bit of information on the Earthee Gundam and the core Gundam as far as like height, weight, model number, all that good stuff on the front of this manual. So opening up the manual, we've got your standard high grade manual. It's 5 panels across, and so it's not too big of a manual. But we do get a total of, I believe, 5 runners with this kit, as well as a PC runner and a couple of stickers, which I'll show you here briefly. But first half of the book is in black and white, of course. And if we flip this book over, the entire second half of this manual is in color, and I love the color. It looks amazing on here. So let's start off with the back end here. We're looking at this first page. You can see that we've got some nice pictures of him, some really nice action poses here, showing off the core saber and the beam saber. So I guess that's what the smaller one is called, is the core saber. And then the larger one is the beam saber, of course. And then we've got the core shield and the shield. So I guess, you know, the shield also has its own little modular thing going on. So when you have the smaller shield, it's the core shield. And when you have the larger shield, it's just the shield. So very cool. Down here at the bottom, you can see some of those builder parts. It looks like they've actually done some custom parts on here and given him a new weapon. Oh, this is the V2 weapon. Okay, and the Mars 4 weapon. So the Mars 4 weapon, I know that's another kit. I actually have that one as well. So look out for that video. But the Mars 4 and the V2, oh, you know what? I think the V2 is another kit. So maybe you can actually combine all of these together or something, because I know there's like 4 of these. And V2 and Mars 4 both sound familiar. I'm pretty sure, I know Mars 4 is another one. I think V2 is another one as well. So at the bottom, we've got the color guide. And what's interesting is we also have this QR code here. And it looks like if you scan this QR code, it'll take you to some type of YouTube video for you to watch. So that might be cool to check out. I haven't actually checked that out myself yet, but maybe we'll give that a try. Moving on, for the last 3 pages of this book, we kind of get the final wrap up and final assembly of this kit, including the transformation that we have here. And this transformation we're actually going to do on camera, because I actually haven't done this transformation yet, so I have no idea what it looks like. So very cool there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the kit the way it is before we try to attempt messing with it at all. So all right, so here we go. Here is our kit all put together right now, but he's separated into his 2 separate sections, into the core Gundam and the, what was this called again? Core Gundam, the Earth Armor, sorry. So yes, the core Gundam and the Earth Armor. We have both of those here kind of split up at the moment. So the first thing that you see here on the side is there is this extra backpack, and this, as far as I know, is used for customization down the line. So if you want to do some extra things to him, you can use a different backpack, and it gives you some other mount points here, just some more options for you to have for mount points. So next up, we have the foil stickers here, and as you guys can see, I have opted not to install any of these foil stickers. So I have decided that I'm going to paint this kit, and just like any other kit that I do, if I'm going to paint it, I've decided not to put any of the stickers on, because it's just a pain in the ass to take the stickers off and then have to deal with the residue. So if I know I'm going to paint it, I'm not going to bother putting the stickers on ahead of time. So that's what we have here. There's the stickers off here to the side. So you do get some stickers for the eyes, some stickers for the cameras, and it looks like a couple of accent points as well. So you do get that if you decide to use those. They're there for your use. And then next up, we have the Earth Armor here, which is really cool. It holds every little piece of armor on here that he will need in order to transform from the core Gundam into the Earthee Gundam. So this is actually a really cool idea, I think, to like have all of the armor pieces kind of form into its own little core fighter-ish type deal that can actually fly around and give you support fire and whatnot, but then combine with you to make a bigger mobile suit. I think that was a really ingenious idea. I really like that. So there is that with all of our armor pieces. And then here we have the little core Gundam. And he's really simple. There's really not much to this guy when you look at him like this. He just has his little shield. He's got these chubby little legs that, I mean, this can't be any longer than a couple of inches, maybe like, hell, that's like 2 inches in length on his legs. So very, very small kit. When he's in this form, he's probably a total of, he's about 4 inches tall here from top to bottom. So he's about 4 inches tall here from top to bottom, as you can see. And yeah, he's a really, really teeny kit. Last but not least, you get all of these little beam sabers here. And this comes with 4 different beam sabers. You've got the 2 long ones and the 2 short ones for use when you're in the core Gundam. Although I think that if I was gonna use this, I'd probably still hook up the long beam saber with the little kit. I don't know. Whatever. And that pretty much does it for accessories. Not much there to talk about for accessories. So now let's get into the fun part. I want to actually transform this into the Earthee Gundam and see what it looks like. All right, and here is the final product, guys. And as far as transforming kits go, this is probably one of the better ones that I've had to deal with. The transformation on this kit isn't horrible. There are a couple spots that I don't necessarily like. So let's go ahead and run through those real quick. So as you can see here, he has gotten much bigger just from adding on the legs. Really is what really kind of explode this kit from being 4 inches tall to about, let's see here. So now we're more at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And his legs are kind of crunched up. We're closer to about 6 inches in height now. So he's gained about 2 inches in height from when he was just the small little core Gundam. But as you can see here, what he's kind of been through. So we've got now these 2 shoulder pieces here. And while we're talking about this, this is probably one of the parts that I hate the most about this transformation. These don't clip in. I really wish they did. So these are just kind of on here, kind of loose. So you might want to either glue these together if you're going to keep him in this transformation, because this just doesn't stick in there too good. Now I plan to paint this kit, so once I paint it, this may tighten up on its own, so I may not have to do anything. Otherwise, if you're not going to paint it, you may want to have to throw some glue or something on there. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's just too loose. The next thing that we notice is that the bottom part of his arm, his forearm, has really been extended just here at this joint right here. And this is actually a fairly solid connection. It doesn't feel that solid, honestly, when you put it in, but once it's in there, it actually does feel pretty solid. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also, we have these legs extensions. This actually took me a second to figure out because these legs have to be like completely kind of tucked back right there. His legs are like really, really tucked back from the core Gundam in order to get those legs to go up in there. But once you figure it out, those go up in there really, really nicely. And those legs are really solid. So I do like that part on both sides. For the skirt here, you can see that the skirt's been extended. This just flips up and you attach the skirts to the top of that. Now, I'm probably gonna go ahead and cut this skirt in half when it's time to actually paint this. Well, I'll wait until after it's painted and then I'll snip it. But right now, as you can see, I have it still connected to one another, so it moves as one whole piece. On the shield here, you can see where the shield has kind of been extended. We have taken the shield that the core Gundam had, as well as a secondary piece, and kind of really blown this shield out. And the shield can actually connect to this gun that he has. I'm not even sure what type of weapon this is. And actually, while we're on the gun, you'll also notice that this has also been extended as well. No longer is it that little puny gun that he had, but the gun has been extended, as well as we now have like this entire like jaw piece here on the weapon. So very nice aesthetic. I like how the gun looks. It looks way better now. Like this actually looks like it could actually do some damage compared to the little teeny gun that he had. So very happy with how that looks. And also here on the head, you can see that he now has a secondary V-fin up here, which is blue to kind of match the rest of the aesthetic that he's got going on. And also we also have some extra chest pieces around the center. This also took me a second, just a half a second, to figure out like what it was talking about, but you have to actually pull these arms out. There's a little gimmick where you pull these arms out, and that allows these chest pieces to actually fit inside of there. But that actually fits in there very well. No complaints about that. But there go those armor pieces again. Yeah, I really don't like that. Oh, there goes the other one. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Moving over to the back, you can see that the beam sabers have now rotated into an upward position, and we've added this backpack here, which I really like how this backpack looks. I love this like backwards wing type of thing going on here. I think that looks really super slick. So thumbs up for that. I can't wait to paint this. I think this is gonna look really, really badass. And then last but not least, we have this back skirt here that has gone on to him as well. And there's really nothing, there's nothing that this really adds. It's just, you know, I guess to kind of just tie the whole kit together. It just brings more of that blue into the midsection. All in all, I'm pretty happy with this. I do think that he does still look a little on the skinny side. I was kind of thinking that once I added this armor onto him, he would look a little more beefy, you know, but he still looks kind of skinny. But I think maybe with some paint on here, we can have this guy looking pretty sharp. And overall, I still think he looks like a fantastic kit. Oh, I will point out that with the little jet piece, you don't really have anything to do with this now. This is just like a naked skeleton without its parts. So you can just kind of put this off to the side, as well as these two extra parts. You may even be able to like slot these in here somewhere. Oh yeah, there you go. You can slot that there for storage keeping. Let's see. Probably put, let's see here. You can put that one there. There we go. Put that one there, and this one on top. Seems like it goes in there pretty good. There you go. So now you have a nice little spot where you can store all these extra pieces so that they don't get lost. Also, one thing I did forget about this kit real quick, guys, is there is a part on the side of the gun where the shield can kind of like attach into the gun, so you have like a shield and gun combo. Let me see if I can actually get that to work. But his hand's falling out, so I don't know. I might have to glue this hand. This hand is kind of weak, I will say that. Doesn't do well to being bumped around. But yeah, all in all, good looking kit. I'm excited to paint it. Look out for the painted video of this guy, and make sure you guys follow me on Patreon so you can see next week's video on early release, and make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see all the pictures and stuff that I post up there, so you can keep up with me. Shoot me a message, and make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think about this kit. Is this one your favorite one, or do you like one of the other ones better? Let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and stay safe out there. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.